Many years ago, when I was a kid, you used to hear about these guys that would get groups of guys together and play football. Well, it was always the guy with the football that always wanted to make the rules. You see, uh, nobody could throw faster than he could. Nobody could throw further than he could. Nobody could run faster than he could. And he was the only one that was permitted to make touchdowns. Well, the team that he was on always won, right? Well, all the players would complain that his rules weren't fair. Well, in life, it, we see situations somewhat similar to that, where, there's people who would like to take all of the criminals on the planet and put them all on an island so that they could all be bad to each other, so they'd be bad to each other and leave everybody else alone. You see, if they were all on one island together, then all the evil on the planet would be in one spot, and everybody else could live at peace. Well, that's not really practical, because everybody's rules are different. What does one person consider evil and another person consider evil? You see, so what we see is that my rules differ from your rules, and different from somebody else's rules. So just like in a football game, there has to be one standard set of rules. And another thing you need to understand is that society recognizes, because of thinking like this, that as long as there's evil mixed with good, there will never be real peace on earth. There needs to be a separating of good and evil. So God has tried to solve that problem. God's created heaven and hell. And since God created the earth, we sort of have to live by his rules. I mean, he is the ruler. So what we see is a situation where my rules don't count, your rules don't count, and we understand that none of us can all live together on the same planet, because some of us are very evil. And in fact, God said, to simplify the whole thing, you're all evil. Everybody's born evil. It says, but if you receive Christ, then all of you can come to heaven. Well, see, what does that do? That's a test. And that's a test that says, okay, if you really want to go to heaven, if you really think you're a good person, well, that's fine. And even if you're a bad person, that's fine. Fine. Because if you receive Christ, then I'm going to wash away all the sins that you've done, and everybody's committed sins, and then you can come to heaven. And I'll go one step further than that. Even little babies, before they reach the age of the knowledge of good and evil, they can come to heaven, because they don't know any better. Okay? So we got little babies in heaven, and anybody that can receive Christ will come to heaven. So in that, he's separating the people who are willing to give up their will for a better will, God's peace for this world's peace, which is basically turmoil and confusion, and a life where we have a better walk with Christ. But see, it's all a matter of you giving up your will for God's will. And it's a matter of doing what God wants you to do, not what you want to do. And coming to the understanding that we're not all going to have our own way, and your rules and my rules for who's good and who's evil don't matter. So it comes down to you. It comes down to you, and you making a decision that you're interested in a better life. And your understanding is that God can give you that life. But it's a matter of giving up your will. And I want to pray with you right now. If you'll pray with me, you can change your life by giving up your will and accepting God's will in your life. And just pray along with me. Father, I pray that you would forgive me. Father, I pray that you open up my heart and and give me a new, soft heart, Father. Take the old stony heart out, Father, that my will is changed to your will. That I won't simply talk the talk, but I want to walk the walk, Father. A true ambassador for you. Father, I pray that your Holy Spirit comes into my life and leads and guides me and anoints me in everything that I need to do and say. Father, that my life is a shining example of you here on earth. And Father, I thank you for it. In Jesus' name. Amen. Congratulations.